When you forgive others, you release the prisoner from within you. Have you ever been robbed, taken advantage of, or people just have mistreated you very poorly? You know, over the last decade of being an entrepreneur, I've been punched in the face so many times. I've literally lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on deals, millions and millions of dollars on bad crypto investments, bad startup investments. I want to share with you 3 mindsets that has helped me a lot. Number 1 is that you have to get over the anger, you have to get over the past, you have to just get over what's happened. And by that I mean, you can't let the stress, the anger, the hate fill you up. One thing that I learned when I was around 19 years old is when you forgive others, you release the prisoner from within you.
I forgive you.
Now that doesn't mean that you should just forget about what's happened. You should take the lessons and not try to get bit again from the same pain and mistake. Find ways to forgive whoever stole from you. Trust me, it's hard. It's hard to do this. You can do this and you forgive yourself for making the mistake. You free yourself. Okay, you free yourself. So that's the first one. When you forgive them, when you forgive yourself, it will free you, I promise you. I've lost $600,000 in a single deal. I've lost millions of dollars in a single bad crypto investment deal. I know what it takes. Downstairs, the freaking neighbor that I've known for 5 years stole 10,000 pounds from me. What a douchebag. So I get it, trust me, I get it. I have that anger, hate, rage inside of me as well, but I have to focus on just letting go. Number 2, I have to always keep this in mind. Every single thing has an opportunity cost. So if you're spending time focusing on the past, what's happened, how this person has stolen from you. I've had employees steal from me. I've had team members, people that took advantage of me because I was young in terms of investing stuff. It's just been really wild, okay, over the last 13 years, especially when you make a lot of money, okay? I thought, man, if I make millions of dollars, I'll be rich and happy and nothing's gonna bother me. But the truth of the matter is, when you actually make $1 million or when you make $10 million, you start attracting a different kind of vulture, right? For me, when I was growing up, I was around a lot of broke, poor people. They want vultures like who I have around me now. So that's why I have a group of, less than 6 close friends. My wife, my family, and probably 6 very, very close friends. Other than that, I don't try to go out and actively make new friends. Sure, I make lots of business associates, but I try to keep myself to myself, head down, focus. Why? The opportunity cost is way higher. So for example, this morning I woke up to over maybe $22,000 or something cash in one of my businesses. Now, if I'm angry at the guy, and by the way, I was angry at the guy that sold the 10 grand from me. He lives downstairs, owns the restaurant next door. I mean, it's crazy, but people are people, okay? Human nature. So if I was angry, then it would have probably affected me performing in my own business. So there's always an opportunity cost, and you have to, as an entrepreneur, as a normal, even non-entrepreneur, you have to figure out, hey, if you put your focus energy on this, something else is going to have to pay, right? So for example, if I'm angry at this lady or this guy, then when I'm with my wife, when I'm with my parents, then I'm not present. So there's always an opportunity cost, and you have to learn to master how to compartmentalize. Hey, this happened, boom, okay? Now move on. So otherwise what will happen is, you're gonna miss the bigger opportunities. I know, because lots of people will tell me, oh, I've missed the boat on, say, Bitcoin investing, and then they'll never touch crypto again. And I'm like, are you kidding me? The third thing is, nothing has any meaning except for the meaning that you give it. Now on the front, that seems like what the heck woo-woo stuff, but hear me out. If now you lost 10 grand, you invested in some mentor, you didn't like him, he didn't like, well, something happens. Now here's the thing. If I look at that and I'm like, you know what, this property deal went bad, I'm never investing in another property. That's the meaning I give it. Versus, if I just say to myself, you know what, I'm grateful it wasn't 100 grand. I'm grateful I didn't invest $10 million with that guy. I'm grateful that it avoided me from making a $100 million mistake. And now I'm like, okay, cool, I've just given it a different meaning. See, whatever you give a different meaning, you can change the story and the narrative, right? Like, I'm actually excited that I lost 10 grand because I know, you know what, next time I go into a property deal worth $1 million or £5 million, I won't ever make that mistake. You see? So that 10 grand was just a lesson. For example, in my early 20s, when I started making a few $1 million, I remember saving up probably about $2 million cash or whatever. What happened was someone came in with this crazy investment of like, we're gonna go IPO. Being young, naive, stupid, I went out and I was like, okay, cool, let me invest some money. And like everyone was investing maybe 50, 100K. I was like, I wanna outdo everyone. Because I was like one of the youngest investors and I was super ego driven, whatever. I put in $600,000.
You serious?
It's now close to 7, 8, 9 years now. Return, 0, okay? The lesson that I took from it is, hey, down the line, when I make an extra $60 million or $600 million, guess what? I'm never gonna get sucked into another pitch, another investment scheme like that ever again. So these 3 things, and I'll give you a bonus one, which is I always just tell God Almighty, just Allah guide me, give me wisdom. Okay, I always say, God, just give me wisdom, and then I just let go and I move on. Okay, these 3 things have helped me, and I'm telling you this because as I'm now in my 30s, I wish someone said this to me when I was in my 20s and I was going through this. It would have saved me a lot of heartache, headache, hassle, because so many people, they get hurt from one circumstance, one instance, one opportunity, one investment goes bad, and they never ever recover. They never ever try anything else new because this one thing that happened, right? It's like when you meet a guy and, you know, for the last 20 years, 10 years, even 30 years, he says he's single. Why? Because some girl broke his heart and now he doesn't trust no girl. I mean, really, you're gonna miss out a lot in life if you have that mindset. So hopefully these 3 things will help you. Keep them in mind. I'll see you in the next video.